You have tuned into the BearDown Corner with your host, Sergeant Julio. Hey, what's good? What's going on, everybody? This is the BearDown Corner. I'm Sergeant Julio. Let's get you caught up in the NFL. All right. Fifth-year options currently being picked up this last week include Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs. Jack Campbell of the Lions did not get renewed for a contract extension of his fifth-year option, but they are in talks to hopefully sign him long-term and to lock him in on the defensive side for the future. Quarterback Bryce Young, they exercised his fifth-year option. The Carolina quarterback is expected to sign a long-term extension. They are currently working on that process, but they've liked his progression, and what's not to like? He went from being a first overall pick, being thrown into a situation where he lost his head coach after his first year. Dave Canales comes in. They're now going into year 3 together, his 4th season coming up, and he's only progressed towards the upright every season. Ever since that benching a year and a half ago to Andy Dalton, he came back and has a chip on his shoulder, and he's here to prove his talent and his quarterback smarts, and that he can lead this team and be a franchise quarterback. And in the news of retirements, we have two-time Pro Bowl safety Justin Simmons signing with the Broncos to retire with the team that drafted him about 10 years prior. Yeah, congratulations on a career at the age of 32. You are retiring, Mr. Justin. So good luck there. Out of Cleveland, here's something I find interesting. Reports coming out of Cleveland are saying Deshaun Watson is in line to become the starting quarterback of the team. In this turn of events, Shedeur Sanders would be relegated to backup, which really, let's be honest, that's why they drafted Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders last year. Yes, it turned into a giant clusterfuck. They didn't know who the hell was going to start other than they knew it wasn't going to be Watson. But now you still have him on the books. So you might as well see what you got in the guy when you're already paying him this godforsaken money. It's probably going to be a shit show. They'll throw Shedeur in after 4 weeks and call it a day with frickin' Deshaun. He's just not the same. The man is continuously injured. He can't stay upright. I don't see this being the quarterback for all 17 games of the Cleveland Browns. That's all I'm going to say. He'll be the quarterback for maybe the first few games, maybe the first month. But they'll throw Shedeur in, or if not, they'll go back to Kevin Gabriel. You know what? Actually, Gabriel's time in Cleveland is probably done. If I was him, I'd want a goddamn trade out of there. They spent a second-round draft capital on this kid. And they pretty much just pissed on him and said, oh, we got Sanders as the other quarterback on the roster. We're going to go to him because he's daddy's famous. Right? But anyway. Pickens has signed his contract tender with the Dallas Cowboys. The star wide receiver was franchise tagged earlier this offseason. He is now officially signed and ready to go for the upcoming season. Veteran defensive end Calais Campbell, he is coming back for another season at the age of 39, returning to the Ravens defense. So that'll be interesting to see. Bo Nix is reports saying he's expected to be ready for camp. Now, let's be honest, give all the reps to the other guys. They need it. Nix is going to be just fine. He just makes sure he's doing all his proper, routine stuff, his physio, all the rehab. He'll be okay. He's your day one starter. And moving along, Anthony Richardson, the failed trade bait of the former first-round pick, 4th overall, did not get his his contract extended for the 5th-year option. That was denied, as obviously we know Daniel Jones is the quarterback for the Colts now. But he still showed up to not mandatory, but just voluntary minicamp this current week. So, you know what? At least he's showing he's a good team sport. Whatever. He goes in, worst case scenario, you play out your final year of your deal, show that you're a good team player, leave on a high note. Might as well, right? DK Matt. Ooh, yeah, we like that one. We'll save that one for the end. Texans lock up linebacker All-Pro Aziz Al-Shihir. The linebacker, the 28-year-old, spent his first 4 seasons in San Francisco, 1 year in Tennessee, and then signed with the Texans for the last 2 years. He's made the Pro Bowl last year with the team. The undrafted linebacker has just slowly excelled and gotten better and better through each scenario. And then he came with D'Amico Ryans from San Francisco days. So yeah, you know what? Good for him. This signing makes me happy. He's one of the higher paid linebackers, as he should be. He's of that caliber, and he is now signed through the year 2029. And that Houston defense, oh my God. And the fact that they have majority of those starters all locked in to long-term contracts and the way they have everything structured, this can be their Super Bowl window coming up. Just saying. Saints running back Alvin Kamara is happy about his timeshare with fellow running back Travis Etienne. Not Etienne, it's Ashan. It's just a different way that they spell it. But it's actually Travis Etienne. So they signed him to a 4-year, like $54 million contract in the offseason. A lot of people speculated Kamara would be on the trade block, but instead he referenced to the old times of him and Mark Ingram earlier in his career where they made a dual running back system, and it worked good. They both made the Pro Bowl in 2017. Now, heading into this upcoming season, they hope to replicate that. You got Tyler Shaw at quarterback. You have a young team that is being gelled and molded together where they have had they're going to have cap issues. But man, once they hurdle these next couple of years with all the cap shit that's going to be against them because of contracts and whatnot, the sky's the limit. And they locked in Olave, right? They have guys locked in on defense now. So who's to say they couldn't take the NFC South next year? I don't know. Either way, it's going to be interesting because you got the Carolina Panthers on the upswing. The Saints were already on the upswing. They turned it on in the second half of the year. The Falcons, God knows what they're going to be like with the whole Stefanski era about to happen. And my God, the Buccaneers, they're model of consistency, right? But they just fell short this year. So that division is looking like it's heating up pretty goddamn good. But to finish off our stories for today, let's finish with in the court system of DK Metcalf. So later last year, it was a game in Detroit. And Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf got in an altercation, more or less, with a fan. You can't do that. That's a no-no. But he did. And he got the last 2 games suspended. And because of that, it cost him $500,000 per game. Plus the $45 million in guarantees that he had signed in his contract extension when he got sent over from Seattle to Pittsburgh. All because he got in this altercation. Well, you know what? Lucky for him, at least, he's avoided criminal charges. In investigation being done on this case, and also the fact that the plaintiff had also filed suits against Chad Johnson and I believe was it Vince Carter? Anyway, another Hall of Fame wide receiver. They on their podcast they basically made some remarks about the player, right? or not the player, about the fan and what he was doing. So in all, basically they found that this guy and how he was representing himself in the world of against professional athletes in the world of sports, he's being looked at as the bad guy, which is legit. The stuff coming out about him that I've read, it more or less breaks down to he just likes to stir up shit and cause trouble. That's more or less what it is. Nothing big, nothing crazy, but just he likes to get a raz out of them, and he felt that he needed to sue for punitive damages. The judge pretty much told him he's a fucking idiot. That's neither here nor there, but that is the end of our segment today. This has been the BearDown Corner. I'm Sergeant Julio. You can catch us live every Tuesday at 6 o'clock General Mountain, 8 o'clock Eastern. Anywhere you can get your YouTube podcast, fuck me. Anywhere you can get your podcasts and on YouTube. Be safe, take care, and we'll catch you here next week on the Bear